All right. We'll just okay. So we have that now. Um, Now let's talk about your OPGG and stuff.
Okay.
So first and foremost, oh, also when I'm gonna be recording the first game, I'm gonna be talking in it, like, but I'll have my mic muted, but I will be talking in the game, like to myself, so you're gonna be able to listen to that in the recording. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So first and foremost, let's talk about like which OPGG should I like even review because both of these are very different, right?
Yeah. So the thing with the one hell of a summoner is I don't try to win on it. I have big issues with mini map awareness and then also like in lane positioning, and then those are like the only two things I'm focusing on right now. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't even try to win. I just try to like whenever I have downtime, I try to look at my mini map and I try to figure out what's going on in the game and how I should be playing. And then I also try to like optimize my positioning in my lane by like based on whatever champion, based on the matchup, pretty much. So, but on this account, I actually like take I'll like play match. I'll. It's hard to describe. I just play to win more rather than
Mm-hmm.
improve.
I get
I
that.
don't know.
All right.
Kind of
So
conflicting idea.
first and foremost, uh, you don't play ranked at all. Like, I'm not counting flex as ranked games. Fuck that. Like that's
Yeah.
like flex doesn't even help you improve if we're being honest, because the players you're playing against are not your skill level most of the time. They're not trying as hard. There isn't that like competitive solo queue setup. All the times people you're playing against are like 5 man, 3 man, pre-mid, whatever they are, right? Like they're just having fun with friends, they're trying champs and all that. So like you become complacent because you can keep beating up these guys, right? But like if you go into a solo game, it's a completely different environment. Like it's not even the same ballpark, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna look at solo queue games and like your last solo queue games come from 5 days ago, and then on the other account it's like over a week ago. It's 8 days ago. Like if you actually want to, instead of paying for coaching, if you actually want to improve, I would suggest by starting to like actually play the game and put in the hours, because no matter what I tell you here right now, no matter how much knowledge you have, if you don't actually put in the reps, you're not gonna like improve. It's like gym. No matter how good of a meal plan you have, no matter how consistently you follow the plan, like the trainer made you, no matter like how well you know the theory, like all the like you have to do this many reps or for this endurance training, you have to do this many reps if you want to do the other training, but like stamina and all that, right? Like bulking, all that, like you know all that, right? But like in the end it comes down to putting in reps, and like your reps are like what 20 plus 8, it's less than 100 games this season,
Yeah.
and the season has been going on for 2 months, and you played a lot of like flex games and all that shit, right? Like I get it,
Yeah.
you're trying to improve and all that, but like it's much easier to improve in solo queue, especially since you have two accounts, which means you shouldn't even care about your elo like that much, at least on one of them, right?
Uh huh.
I mean, so definitely look to play more. Now, moving on from that, so like I'm not gonna talk about your champion because you have it defined. You play mainly Kaisa, which is good. That makes my job much easier, right?
Yeah.
And besides that, and besides that, moving on. Besides that, we're gonna talk about runes and stuff. So first and foremost, you already know about the Kraken versus Galeforce thing. If you actually you might have not watched that video. It's like when do you go?
I haven't watched that video, but I mean, yeah, I haven't watched it. I should watch it. We don't have to discuss it right now.
Yeah, it's like really fucking easy. It's like a 2 minute, a 1 or 2 minute video explaining like when you should go Kraken Slayer, when you should go Great Gale Force, so that and like here I'm seeing like mostly Kraken games, and then before the nerf, I think this was we were mostly Gale Force. So like just
Yeah.
yeah, just watch the video. It's gonna be much easier for you. Now next thing is your summoner spell. So like you almost always opt for heal. That's a huge issue in my opinion. I think exhaust is a much better option than solo queue. I think exhaust is a much better option to teach you how to play self-sufficiently.
So my idea on when I should go exhaust is only if I have a support that has aftershock, because I think exhaust and we're gonna get pushed in level one, because I just think exhaust is like kind of useless if you're gonna push them in, or if you're gonna like, or if your support can get like completely one shot, just murdered.
Okay, I wanna ask you this, okay? How many grievous wounds items are there in the game?
I think there's 3 right now. Well, technically 4 if you're counting just executioners.
There's executioners, there's the fucking mortal reminder, there's the oblivion orb, there is the chemtech purifier, there's the morello, all that, right? Like there's a shit ton of heal reduction. There is ignite, which all of supports fucking end up taking, right? Like a lot of supports end up taking ignite, all that stuff, right? Heal is like a really fucking useless summoner spell because it's like you're just basically taking it for the burst of movement speed, because the actual like heal is so useless, and especially if you're playing something like Kaisa, who can fight a lot of like ADCs one-on-one, who can like be diving the enemy backline and all that, right?
Yeah.
Like how easier would your life be if you take exhaust and then you just like win every 2v2 basically, right? Like much easier, right?
Yeah, it'd be a ton easier.
Yeah, exactly. And then if they have something like Hecarim, if they have Zed, if they have like Akali, all that stuff, like that's the only things, the only champions in the game that can kill you are assassins. But if they're exhausted, they can't do shit, right? Like how often do you just end up like going 3-0 in lane and then the enemy Yone that's like 2-2 comes in roaming and you just die instantly? Like how?
Let me look. I can just look really quick.
Sure.
Shoot, I don't know. I'm kind of bad at Jinx nowadays.
I'm just looking at Kaisa. I don't care about Jinx right now.
Kaisa, I feel like when I play Kaisa, I kind of fall in this mindset where I feel like I need to be doing my job rather than just hard carrying the game.
Mm-hmm.
And my job is sometimes just to facilitate, like make sure I'm high HP, so when the skirmish just happened, I can rotate on full HP and like have priority or whatever.
So how does heal help in those situations over exhaust?
Okay.
Like how does heal help you facilitate all that and all that? Yeah, obviously you don't have to carry 24/7, but like it fucking it definitely helps to have way more survival ability. It helps to be able to kite stuff, and like if your job is to just do your job, stay behind, dish out damage, not die, right?
Yeah.
Again, the only thing that's gonna be killing you is the assassins. And like heal is not gonna save you there, like never. Again, especially because they have ignite like 9 out of 10 times. It's like, what's the point of that heal? Like it's like when is the last time you actually can recall where you were like, all right, heal saved me here. Like if I didn't have this heal here, I would have died. Like especially like in like a crucial situation.
For me, heal's just a little better in the 2v2 because most of the time
Did you just say
game support.
Did you say heal is better in the 2v2?
Yeah, because most of the time, like the supports, they do a shit ton of damage. So who do I exhaust in that situation?
I mean, you still exhaust the person that you're focusing. I mean, okay. Explain to me what exhaust does right now.
It applies at I don't think it applies attack speed nerf anymore, but it just debuffs the opponent.
Well, it reduces their movement speed by 30% and their damage dealt by 40% for 3 seconds. So how is that worse than a 2v2 in any scenario than a heal that gives you, early game it gives you a 90 heal. That's level 1 gives you 90 HP. Are you saying the 40% damage reduction on an ADC is not gonna be more worth it? Plus 30% movement speed, which means kiting is like much more difficult for him, right? Is that not gonna be better for you in a 2v2 than a 90 hit points and movement speed for 1 second?
So it's 40% for 3 seconds, but it's like a 90 heal on 2 people, which adds up to 180. Are you really going to be able to do like 180? Is 180 damage really going to be reduced by 40%?
Yeah, definitely. And like yeah, it is. You're correct. It is the fucking 2 people, right? But see, here's the thing. Okay, how many supports run ignite?
I mean, a lot of that, basically all of them. If you run exhaust, you're trolling on support.
Yeah, so all of them run ignite, right? So that's already a heal counter. How useful is heal out of lane as well? You remember, you don't just take it for the level 1, level 2 fights, and even then I think exhaust is more useful in the level 1 or level 2 fight, because that 40% damage is huge. The reduction is huge. Like the movement speed is also fucking massive, right? Like the fucking reduced movement speed in early game is massive. You can, if you end up in a situation where you end up being chased, the heal is not gonna fucking save you most of the time. Like they have the heal, they can just pop it, right? But if you fucking exhaust them, you can just get out of there. Like obviously post laning phase there is no, like if you try to argue that post laning phase heal is more useful than exhaust, I don't know what to tell you.
No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah,
No,
but
I'm
like
just saying,
I know what you're trying to say, but like
yeah.
think about the whole game, not just the laning phase. And even then I would argue that exhaust is better in the laning phase. Especially since the laning phase, it doesn't only depend on you, but it also depends on the jungler, the mid laner. You're playing bot lane. Like
Yeah.
the higher elo you
No.
go, the less dependent you'll be on this on the late. Obviously, you don't always go exhaust. Like it would be just stupid to run exhaust every time, right? But when you're running into like assassins, when you're running into somebody like Tristana, Draven, like there is no reason to not be running exhaust.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely agree with you on that. I'm just saying exhaust, like, I'm just trying to get like a framework where I should be running exhaust. So
Okay,
it's
so
assassins and like
assassins,
first.
so the backline divers, and really strong ADCs, or like somebody like Vayne that like just wants to fight one on one, right?
Yeah.
Then you run heal into something like, I don't know, but if they have like a Soraka, you can run heal because you're just not gonna be running ignite, right? You can run heal into somebody like Lulu that might not take ignite. I mean, you can run heal into somebody like Lulu that might not take ignite, right? But you can't be might. The keyword is might. I would still take ignite on Lulu. That's like all of Lulu's done.
Yeah. Okay, should I go cleanse if it's like if the only way I die in lane is by getting like Morgana queued or something like that? Should I go cleanse then, or should I go exhausted then?
Come again. Sorry, I had to reply real quick.
No, don't worry about it. Should I go cleanse if the only way I die in lane is by like some like Lux bind or Morgana Q or something like that?
Yeah, cleanse is good there. Yeah, like if you okay, cleanse is good. If you're playing into Ashe, you always want to go cleanse no matter what. Like no matter what, you just take cleanse because Ashe becomes like really fucking useless without that ulti post 6. If you're playing into Morgana, you go cleanse. If you're playing into somebody like a Leona and Jhin, you take cleanse. If you're playing into somebody like I'm trying to think right now. Like I think that's basically it.
Usually when I go cleanse, I tell my support to bring heal. Is that trolling? Should they go ignite then?
Depends on the matchup, right?
Oh yeah.
If you have like a Leona or Nautilus and he's taking a heal, you're trolling, right? But if you have like a Lulu, then it's fine to take heal, right?
Yeah.
Janna is fine to take heal. Like any enchanter is fine to go with heal. Somebody like Braum is even fine to take heal, but because he's a disengager, right? And then obviously, what was I saying? I kind of forgot. Obviously, like you don't want the heal on somebody that's going to be diving their backline, somebody that's going to be going more aggressive than passive, and especially if you're playing into like a weak laning phase, right? Like if you're playing into somebody like, for example, Jinx, or even could be Misfortune, somebody that's like not hard to kill, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. So we got that out of the way now. Runes. So your first 3 is all fine, exactly how I would have it, like healing, Halo Blades, all that. Now precision, I don't remember the last time anybody ran precision on Kaisa in season 11. It's all been inspiration, like in pro games, in high elo solo queue. Like precision hasn't been good in a while because you don't build that. You don't care about the presence of mind because you don't build a mana min anymore, right? So it's not as useful as it used to be. It's much better to take biscuits for lane survivability, as well as what was the other one you take?
Free boots.
No, don't actually. What did you say? Boots?
Free boots. Yeah.
I mean, it can be good because Kaisa doesn't need that early boost, right? So it could be definitely good, but like also at the same time, sometimes if you're playing into something like a Morgana, you know, that like relies on skill shots really heavily, you might need those bits of speed, you know what I mean? Like early on to help you dodge and all that, to help you like chase or
yeah, just the issue I've had with like taking free boots is a lot of the times if you can ever get like the cheater off, your inventory just gets chock full with like junk. Like you just get 3 biscuits, then you get like boots, then you get a coal as well, and you have like you're trying to build items on Kaisa who like you're trying to build items with only 2 item slots. What do you think about that?
I mean, you get beats at like 9:45, 10:30. So it's like if it at that time you have a lot of junk in your inventory, I don't know what to tell you. Like your biscuit should be out by that point, to be honest, or like at least most of them, I guess. You would still have one that you could sell, which is what Dopa does a lot. But then again, I would not take free boots most of the time. I would go for the time warp tonic actually in all scenarios, because if you take time warp tonic and you have a refillable plus biscuits, like how are you gonna ever die in lane, right? Ever. Like, right? And then obviously with time warp tonic allows your champion to be able to fight people 2v2 much more, because they don't expect you to like just heal everything back as you're fighting, right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
And like, yeah, so there's that. Now obviously you know what to max on kaisa. You're not like you played this champion, it's not like you're bronze or anything like that, right?
No.
Next thing is you almost always go Doran's Blade, which is all okay. I would do the same thing, but like into a matchup like Tristana and Leon, I would probably go Doran Shield, because Tristana can just jump on top of you level 2. Because you have like a Soraka. What the fuck is Soraka gonna do when Tristana jumps on top of you level 2? With like Leona, right? Like that's where Doran Shield could be useful. But then again, I would personally almost always go Doran's Blade, because it's just better. Like the Omnivamp is really fucking huge, right? And what else is there? Then obviously the build is fine.
So I'm just double checking this. I only go Doran Shield when I think it's a matchup where I won't be able to auto very often, so I'm just getting zoned off the wave.
Yeah, it could be.
Is that correct?
I mean, yes, but also at the same time, like how often, like what matchups do you think would be like when you're playing like
A lot of Caitlyn.
Yeah, I was gonna say when you're playing like Kaisa and then melee support into Caitlyn Karma, that would be like the only thing I can like imagine that like can't. Yes, but like also I would go Doran Shield, where like I'll personally go Doran's Blade, but like honestly Doran Shield would be really good going into like a matchup where it's like a Tristana. She can just literally Tristana Leona can just jump on top of you level 2. There's nothing you can do.
Tankier.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's nothing you can do. Like they just jump on top, even if they lose a trade. Like the fucking E over time just makes it like way more worth it for them, and like Soraka is useless in that scenario, right?
Yeah. Yep. Got it.
No, you obviously know the fucking mechanic with the Q evolve, all that. You know how to like get the.
I know all those. I'm awful with the Alt W animation buffer, and then like I only hit it like 30 to 40% of the time. And then also, I don't understand. You had that one where you do Alt E. When do you even use that? That seems like it seems weird.
Okay, being honest, I wasn't the one that made that video. It was our Kaisa player and coach Marv, and I have no fucking clue what you're talking about. If I'm being like 100% honest,
yeah.
I just know the evolve. I know the E over the wall. No, not E. I mean ulti over the wall. I know all that. Like I know the animation cancels and all that stuff. But I think I know what you mean. Okay, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, now I remember. Okay, so basically, you're talking about like when you ult and then you E instantly into invisibility.
Yeah, and it makes it invisible ult.
Yeah, so basically, what you do with that is essentially, you could, if you're like really far ahead and it's like a dragon fight, and there's like a really fucking like also strong ADC, you could go for an assassination on them and then hopefully run out of there, but like that puts you out of position, so it's not really useful for an ADC. But like it's a very, very, very niche thing that you could also do. Like if you're escaping from somebody, right? If you're escaping from let's say like 3 people, and you have your stacks on the guy in the background, you could just ulti and then EA, and they have no fucking clue where you are, and then you just run away the other way, right? Like that's where you could that's where you could use it. You could use it like as I said to assassinate the backline if you're really far ahead and you're not gonna die there, right? And you need to kill their backline, all that. You could also use it to misdirection, like the ulti and then E opposite direction to like you don't have to do it like behind them, but like you can just literally ulti next to them and then just E into opposite direction. Then you're gonna obviously be like they're gonna think you're on the right, you're gonna be on the left, right? It helps a lot in terms of like chaotic fights and all that. But like yeah, so those would be the opportunities where I would use those specific mechanics. I just had to think for a second. Okay, show me what you got here. I have to give you.
You see?
Yeah, I can see. I can. Okay. I need to give you the rank in the Discord. Um,
I just need to have some levels. So I can do that.
is this something from the Saber video?
No. This is I learned this from Saber, and it wasn't in the animation cancel video. So I don't know if you want to see this. If you don't want to see it, it's fine.
I'll see it. It's fine.
All right. Wait. Why can't I hit this?
You mean recalling while evolving?
Yeah, I don't know why I can't do it right now.
It wasn't in our video. I think it was like one of the first.
No, this one was definitely in it. I'm not trying to. I just need to. Hold on, this is awkward. It has to do with the ultimate.
Okay.
So if you auto it and then you auto, you can like reset the auto.
Oh yeah. I knew that. I knew that one. I don't know why it's not in the video. I know you Kaisa. Here's the thing about Kaisa. All right, you can cancel every single like ability. Like every single, you can cancel autos on every single ability. Like that's why it's such an interesting champion, right?
Yeah.
Like not a lot of champions can do that. And like you can basically do like a 1,000 damage in like with like one combo. Does that make sense?
Yeah, especially with galeforce, it's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Or even with kraken because the fucking you just pop it so fast, right? Because you keep canceling your autos and you keep getting those stacks, right?
Yeah. It's hard on 70 ping though. Like.
Oh, you play on 70 ping?
Yeah.
Oh, brother. Bro, I used to play on 20 and now I'm playing on 40 and I don't even want to play the game if we're being honest. And like 70 is just like I can't think about that. 70 just makes me like yeah. When I play U Nordic and East I have to play on 70 sometimes. I don't know why the servers are just bad there. Nah. Not sure how you do it.
I was gonna do, but...
I mean, they should just move the servers to California, to be honest, make it NA West and NA East, like they did with Europe. Not sure why it's not done like that.
I don't know.
Even though Europe servers are both in fucking Germany, it doesn't make
I
any...
think they just don't want to do it because they don't have to. Like, the company just cares about money.
Yeah, but like, how much more money would they make if they had like way more talent in the fucking scene from West Coast, which is like it has a huge player base in West Coast. Like the whole fucking LCS is based in West Coast. Like like it doesn't make sense that they're not like doing anything for that coast, right? Like it just oh you happen to be living in Chicago. Congrats, you're playing on Temping. Oh, you happen to be living in. Sorry, I'm getting a phone call that's an unknown number. I have no clue who this is.
No, I don't know. Yeah, there's just no competition for League of Legends, so they just don't care anymore, I guess. But that's how it is. Hello? All good.
Had a call from uni. Sorry.
Oh, don't worry about it.
All right. So, well, where did we leave it off?
We were just discussing kaisa mechanics.
Oh yeah.
But we finished with that.
All right. All right. So there's the kaisa mechanics. I think we discussed everything about the. What are even your goals? Like to reach diamond? Because I've seen you've done that before, right?
Yeah, I did it on Jinx, but I think I don't know. My issue with that was I kind of just I was really bad in lane, so I just kind of farmed and hoped that my team would like.
I'm not gonna lie. When I used to play only ADC back in like season 4, season 5, season 6, season 7, etc. That was basically my playstyle for a long time because laning phases just seemed like too difficult. But like,
Yeah,
if you want to climb further than like I don't know master tier, you need to have a good laning phase because I would just be so limited by not having a good by not having a good laning phase. Yeah. All right.
yeah. Want me to start?
Sure. Go for it.
All right, cool.
Now I'll mute my mic and I'll talk to myself and take notes.
Okay, thank you. Oh, Jim, if you're a second, I just want to ask you a question.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hello?
Hey. Oh, I unmuted my mic on. Yeah.
So I sometimes go Ghost Poro if I think there's like super assassin, like I'm scared of everything, just because I think that like it's more value than this, because like this will keep me alive, where this won't. In the case of like a Zed or a Viego or something that's gonna flank me and murder me. What do you think about that?
Ghost port on ADC, honestly, I think that's not exactly great. Like being honest, like, I don't think Ghost port is really fucking needed, especially in this elo.
Okay.
Judah.
Ari.
Does he actually play support Ari though?
No, I don't know what's going on.
111 games as Ari.
Yeah,
with French players.
Oh.
Nope, it's Ari mid player. Oh brother. Oh brother. I mean, he plays some Ari support, but this low key looks like a dodge.
Try dodge.
Yeah, listen in like platinum. Just dodge this. Fuck this. And you have a Z mid. Yeah, just dodge it.
To re-enter the